Hot Toys cooked with their release of Agent Venom. This has to be one of the coolest figures I've gotten so far because it checks all the boxes on my favorite things to collect. It's a Spider-Man-ish type figure, it has lots of guns, and it has a ton of presence with a big beefy body and many symbiote tendrils. Plus, it'll fit in perfectly on my video game Spider-Man shelf if I can actually fit him in there, since Agent Venom showed up in Spider-Man 2 for a bit as Harry Osborn. So I can't wait for you to see how insanely good this figure is, so let's just get right into it. As you all know, all good unboxings start with a box, and this box is glorious. There's a beautiful comic style image of Agent Venom up front with many different comic panels in the background. In the corner is one of the comic style tiles stating that this is CMS 025 with the Agent Venom text up top. Sides and top have the figure info. Then the bottom states Marvel, and the back has a big Agent Venom logo with much more info in front of that. Taking off the top now, we are greeted with the art on the slipcover. This looks sick. These are both images of the figure where he has his sniper rifle up top, then the symbiote blades down in the middle. I love the purple symbiote effects everywhere, and Hot Toys is doing an incredible job at hyping us up to actually see the figure while we're unboxing it. And speaking of which, tossing that slipcover to the side gently because I don't want to ruin it, we now get a sneak peek of Agent Venom in his plastic tomb. Let's take this tray out, and it looks like it's actually going to be two trays. The top tray has the figure, hands, lots of guns, and more. Then the bottom tray has the symbiote accessories and some webs. But of course we need to look at the top tray first. For now we'll remove the tray with all the guns to look at a little bit later. And now we can pop the top plastic cover off and get to that figure, and man, this is magnificent. Right out of the box, he's super heavy. This is a very dense figure, as it seems to be almost as heavy as some die-cast Iron Man figures, at least to me right now. Plus, the armor is very spiky and already poking the heck out of my hands, but I'm already fallen in love with this figure. The mask looks awesome, it's smooth but has some minor wrinkling details, and the white around the lenses just looks great. The armor as a whole is just incredible. All of it has this gooey symbiote look and feel because it's also very textured. It seems to be made out of kind of like a flexible vinyl type feeling material, so the armor can move and flex however you're gonna pose them, so it's not really gonna get in the way. And honestly, I expected him to be mostly black, but under the bright lights of the light box, please tell me you're seeing it as well, but I kind of see some purple for the symbiotes. That's awesome. The Agent Venom logo on his chest looks awesome in that white coloring. It's broken into two pieces for the chest and stomach regions, and these feel like they're being held on with Velcro, but I wouldn't really suggest moving them because I kind of like how Hot Toys put them on mine. Going to the opposite side, the back is one big piece, but there's three distinct little rectangular sections you can kind of see in there. These are removable so the symbiotes can be installed, which we'll do a little bit later on. His belt also looks great with some blackish brown ammo pouches around the whole thing. The band is pretty stretchy, and I'm assuming these are ammo pouches since he has lots of guns. His crotch armor has a different look to the rest. Maybe it's like a separate metal piece you put on there to make sure he's guarding the goods. The undersuit is another standout here as it looks really good and it feels like it's made out of the same symbiote-ish type material that they use for the other Venom figures or Black Suit Spider-Man for the game. But there's also some white accents and smoother line sections, so I really like how Hot Toys mixed in all these different looks. He has two holsters that attach to his legs using elastic bands with a sculpted buckle in the front, so if you want to, you could adjust the holsters up and down. These use a peg to open and close. His forearm armor is awesome with the spikes on top and then the sculpted buckle detailing in there like they're being held together. His shoulder armor also looks amazing with the white accents and the spikes. Then the same can be said for his knee and shin armor because it's another standout piece with the beautiful spikes and shiny symbiote look. His armor is intriguing to me because it looks like it's made out of symbiote, but in some spots have like buckles or straps to hold it down. So I really like how it blends together, but I am a little curious if the armor is like symbiote or kind of how it works. So if you definitely know, let me know down in the comments. His boots look great with another armor piece on top, similar to that crotch armor, and even the tread on the bottom of his shoes has a pretty cool looking design. I am in love with how this figure looks. The gooey texture symbiote pieces feel amazing to touch, and the overall look is tactical, yet it maintains that kind of Spider-Man appearance, so I love it. So honestly, as of now at least, I'm thinking I was pretty correct in my preview video by saying that this figure will be a sleeper hit because once collectors have it in hand and other collectors see it online or in person, those who skipped it will probably regret that, especially if you're into Spider-Man figures like me. Let's take a look at the accessories now, starting with the swap out lenses. He gets two sets of lenses, with the ones on the figure now being a bit larger and a little bit more neutral. Then the swap out ones make him look a bit angrier. These just swap out using magnets. My initial thoughts is that I do like the angrier looking ones a bit more, but I'll definitely have to see how he looks in some different poses. As for the hands, the figure has 2 closed fists right out of the box, but these also double as web holding hands and web shooting hands. There's holes cut right through the middle to hold the web, then a slot for the web in the top of the hands like he's shooting it. We also get a pair of open palm fingers curled in style hands, and these look awesome. The hands are a smooth black similar to the mask, and that white rectangle on top it just looks so good. But man, the fingernails. These are sculpted into a point, and yeah, I absolutely love these. He also gets 2 trigger finger hands, so you already know we need to look at all of his guns next. He gets guns, lots of guns. There's a sniper rifle that looks awesome with functional pieces. The magazine's removable and you can see the bullet detailing on top. Then my favorite part is the bolt because it's spring loaded and actually you can pop it up, pull it back, and then you can even see like the bolt piece pulling back from the ejection port. Even the stock folds in and can kind of hold the bolt in place, and man, I just love the detail Hot Toys put into this sniper rifle. They even let us articulate the cheek rest. The LMG is also amazing. It's highly detailed with a mix of gunmetal and smooth black paint applications. The stock can slide out and rotate for increased stability. The side grip is articulatable, the front lifts up, the slide works, and the bipod can be folded out. And we haven't even put the magazine in yet. The magazine looks great with more sculpted and painted bullet detailing up top, and to insert this we first need to open the little side slot in the LMG, then just pop it in. Now for the SMGs, and these also look really cool. The charging handle can be slid forward to block off the ejection port, then slid back. The magazine's removable, and as expected there's bullet detailing up top. Now for the final guns, it's the dual Desert Eagles. The slide can actuate and the magazine might be removable, but on mine it's very tight and I didn't want to risk damaging anything, so I didn't want to pry them out. These can be slotted into the figure's holsters, and these are the only guns he has holsters for. But overall, all these guns are awesome. Of course, most of them are reused from other figures that Hot Toys has done, but the sculpt work and detailing here works for Agent Venom, and I cannot wait to pose him with all the guns. His last accessory in the top tray is the base. It looks great with text stating Agent Venom in the front. Then I love the surface detailing. There's the Agent Venom logo with tons of kind of glossy bullet holes. Of course, the base is an older Hot Toys style, but it gets the job done. He also gets a flight pole, which is actually very tall compared to some other flight poles we usually get. And I do caution you in using this because it will damage the figure. I already damaged my suit using it for one pose, so I just wouldn't really recommend using it. I'm probably just gonna kind of pose them up, just kind of maybe lean on the pole or something in my display. But yeah, just you can't say I didn't warn you, because I kind of left a little dent already that doesn't seem like it's gonna be easy to get out. It's finally time to check out the other accessory tray. Up first are his 2 webs. There's a longer and shorter one, and each are posable with what seems to be a wire inside. These can be slotted into his web holding and shooting hands. He gets a ton of Symbiote tendril type accessories as well. There's these 4 longer posable ones with a wire inside, I believe, similar to those webs. These look pretty good with 2 pegs on each end. One peg is used to actually peg into the figure, and speaking of which, I actually popped the pieces off the back of the suit, and I actually kind of like how it looks without the covers, since the covers kind of made it look a bit odd to me, just because underneath they're also painted. But at the same time, I do like to give you the covers if you don't want to have the holes visible, but I don't really mind them. The tendril just pegs into one of these holes on his back, and then you get some options for the other peg on the tendril. There's these sharp spike tendril pieces if you're having Agent Venom go melee mode, but for me, I love the tendril hand pieces. These can actually hold the guns, and man, I cannot wait to pose him with every single gun in his hands and his symbiotes, and yeah, this is gonna be so cool looking. He also gets a big arm blade that I really like the look of. To use it, you do need to remove the figure's hand and forearm armor, but then it slots on there, and I do have to warn you, slotting it on there, it kind of pulls the suit material up a little, so I do worry about damage, but man, it looks crazy good. Let's look at the articulation now. The armor does restrict some of the articulation, but to be honest, the articulation is pretty great here. The joints all move however I wanted them to. The worst one was the head though, as it doesn't move a ton. But when it comes to the arms and legs, they're all on ratchet joints, so the poses should get locked in once you have it in kind of a spot you want. And I'm impressed because this figure's a beast, yet Hot Toys managed to give him a lot of articulation similar to their other Spider-Man releases. Let's do some comparisons, starting with my black suit from Spider-Man 2. These figures both have the glossy symbiote look to them, and I absolutely love how they look. You could definitely see the purple tint to Agent Venom's armor now that he's side by side with the black suit, and I cannot wait to get him on my Spider-Man shelf if he fits. Here's Superior Spider-Man, and this is my favorite suit to use in the game. These two look fantastic next to each other, but I definitely need to get Anti-Venom out here now. And here he is. The white contrasts perfectly with the black of Agent Venom, and man, these two look incredible together. Something about seeing the two different symbiote colors next to each other with like tons of tendrils poking out and everything, it's just so cool to see. Now I had to get out my Amazing Spider-Man figure, and clearly this is a live action Spider-Man versus a comic book one, but still, Agent Venom is a banger of a figure. He looks incredible with any figure I put next to him. So here's Bully Maguire in his black suit, and yeah, this also looks amazing. I love all black Spider-Man suits, and although Tobey's isn't very glossy to show the symbiote, it still looks awesome next to Agent Venom. This Wolverine figure is insanely good, so I had to get him out here and pose him up next to Agent Venom, and both of them look gorgeous. Agent Venom is another next level Hot Toys release, just like how every Hot Toys Wolverine release has been so far. This figure is truly glorious. Agent Venom should be a figure any Spider-Man collector should keep an eye out for, because once it's gone, I don't think the Hot Toys will make another one for a while. I'm not trying to give anyone out their FOMO, but this figure truly is incredible. It has a ton of presence with all the guns, tendrils, and just weight. But then it's also super fun to mess around with tons of posability, because I had a blast posing him with all the tendrils, without the tendrils, with the guns, with the blades, and just all the options he has. Hot Toys nailed this release, and I cannot wait to get him on my shelf with my other video game or now comic book Spider-Man figures. I have no clue which pose I'm going to finalize for him yet, because in my display I'm kind of running out of room and the symbiotes are all taking up all the space I have. But this is one figure that definitely put a smile on my face from the second I opened the box to the end of the review, and you could probably tell because I've been getting pretty excited while talking. And honestly, every time I see him on my shelf now, I'll probably get the same smile. But let's talk about Agent Venom down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like and hit subscribe for much more content like this. Check out another figure review in the playlist that'll pop up, maybe the Anti-Venom suit review, or check out the collection tour to see how my collecting journey is going. As always, thank you to the channel members. If you want to become a channel member, click the join button and you'll see your name at the end of reviews among some other benefits. I look forward to talking to you all again very soon, but until next time, stay 6 scale.